Hey there, Wargamers, Justin the Iron Painter here, and we are now live. For the handful of you guys who tuned in early, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Looks like we got Dragon here, tuning in early. How are you doing? You got a message from me really late last night, and I apologize. But it was your tracking info for a part replacement. Hey, Bob, for Hex City. I'm pretty sure you'd bought one. And there was two acrylic pieces that were slightly the wrong size, so we were sending out replacements. Here's some of them, and I threw in 2 sprues of our infantry. I think that's enough for, it's either 4 or 6. Let me look. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's enough for 4 bases of infantry. Because assuming you put 4 armor on the base, then you go. So I figure you could check those out and see what you think. So they're not super detailed, but neither are most of the infantry at that scale. So, but given your close proximity, I imagine those will be there like 2 days. That's my guess. That's my guess. So on that note, folks, we're gonna go ahead and switch cameras here, and we're gonna get into some painting. So I did work last night on trying to correct one of my buildings. Better looking than the old middles. Cool. If you have thoughts or recommendations on stuff too, we're open to them. Austin's been jamming out on designing some stuff. So, but yeah, I worked on trying to correct one of my buildings, and I got it pretty well fixed. I have like 9 to go. If I can get one building fixed every time I go to work, I'll be done in a couple of weeks. That's still a lot of I don't say wasted effort, but sort of wasted effort there to have to backtrack and fix all that stuff. It was not as easy as I was hoping it was going to be either. It took all night to get that, or all shift to get that piece fixed. My very first bunker piece, or not bunker, but my very first mech hanger fixed. So, I did whip up something for, if you guys are familiar with Ash Barker, or not Barker, sorry, Robert Ash, Bobby Ash from any of the Battletech groups, and he's got his own store, and he was talking about having some swag things made, so we made him a little, this is his logo, but we put, yeah, GMG's Ash Barker. I get them mixed up, Ash Barker and Bobby Ash, so it's A, B, and B-A. Yeah, so, Robert Ash just made his store recently, and he was looking for cool swaggy things to sell, so we made some sample coasters for him, and I brought some home. This is what our stuff looks like when it comes with the protective film still on it. You have to peel it off. You guys might appreciate seeing the acrylic kind of come to life here. Oh, it's just going to tear on me, not going to give me a clean pull. As it do. There we go. Yep. So there's a little red one we did. And this is the exact design from my columns. One of my the tops of my columns have this ring that drops in with holes in it, and I just resized it and made a little acrylic coaster out of it, so you can pop your cups on it. So it fits. So I thought it was cool. Maybe he'll like them. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But they turned out pretty neat. It's almost got like a 3D vibe there. Yep. Can't really see the other one do it too well. But this way, be cool. But yeah, I did that at work too yesterday. That was pretty simple though. That didn't take that long to get that cooked up. That said, how are you guys today? Have you got any hobby plans, work plans? How are you doing? I was out at work pretty late. What is this? Oh, I have no idea what this is. Alright. Well, thank you. Hopefully I like it. I mean, like I said, it's his logo. I didn't really do anything fancy other than put it on acrylic. Alright, so where were we yesterday? I think we were working on the silver stuff. I feel like this is a little bright. Might hit that with a little wash. Same thing with those barrels. Maybe we'll hit them one more time, then we'll hit them with a edge highlight and call it good. Oh, right, we were also working on this one. I remember, because I ran out of time. Alright, so let's get going. We'll mix up a little bit of a wash here. Okay. What we got going on? Phone. Whoop. Okay, let's get our cup out of the way here. Mug, and let's grab this brush. Okay, we'll use a bit of flame improver and a drip of water. And once again, like the 20th day in a row, I forget to make my water. Alright, so we were talking about washing this barrel, just to bring it back in line. It's looking a little bit too shiny. I'm pretty excited about getting these guys done. Figuring out what my next batch of things will be. I think that stuff is fine, and we'll dab the center there, just make sure that's nice and blacked out. Alright, buddy, your turn. I think with this one, I don't mind the back portion here. We're going to rewash the front. I don't have a logo yet. Not for the mercs. Yeah, if I use the tap logo, it would probably just be, it wouldn't have the ribbon on it. But I don't know. Don't know. It would be cool to get some decals made, though, if it came up with a logo. And by I mean it'd be more like me bugging Austin to design me something, because I wouldn't know what to do. For my canon character, I believe I put him at the company level. So I think he commands 3 lances. I think is the size. It made a lot more sense considering I was trying to have friends participate with the canon character to do it that way than to just have me commanding like a lance or a unit or whatever, having my guy kind of as the mercenary commander. I think when I did the research with, I think it was Clan Wolf who was helping at the time, and basically determined that my guy's rank should be like a major, I think is what it was. To command that much stuff, and then have my friends who were part of the Kickstarter to back and mention, my name and their name, and them being part of the Merc company. Though only one person did that, and I'm concerned that he might not get included because he was not as familiar with the fluff, and also wanted to be a part of Clan Coyote. And also try and be part of my Merc thing. And afterwards, he was telling me about it, and I was like, yo, my Merc unit exists in the Dark Age. That is 100 years after the clan invasion, give or take. I was like, I'm not sure how your clan fares in the fluff during that time, but like, we might not get connected. So. It's a little sad, but what do you do? But yeah, it's got my gears grinding a little bit. Coming up with a logo or thinking about something might not be a bad idea. Could be fun. that's not very dark. Let's put in a couple more triples. Okay, we'll come in, we'll do right here. I saved the STLs you sent me too. I might try and print that Atlas in the, was it Bargeist? I just asked about cool quads, and the Bargeist was one that a lot of people mention as one they like, so might give that a shot. I think this is fine here. All right, on you, is there anything I wanted to do? Okay. Like the Ares. Yeah, I remember when those came out in the clicks back in the day, and I never owned one. I never played with stuff that big. I played against stuff that big, but never played with it. I was very much so a combined arms guy in Battletech or MechWarrior Dark Age, and in Battletech I feel the same. Like, I've got mechs, but I have a lot of tanks that I've printed because I love the combined arms aspect. I think bringing tanks. I wasn't a big fan of infantry in Dark Age. I just never really used them. But tanks and VTOLs and all the support stuff, I really like that because I feel like it adds an extra element, and it makes your mechs all the more lethal. Or if they ignore your mechs, your tanks get to do work. Now, I played Dark Age era, but Kel Swad tank or a Die Schmidt, if you ignore them, they will tear you up. And if I recall, I think the Die Schmidt's a 100-ton tank. It's an Atlas on treads. Yeah. I really wanted to get Mason done, and I wanted to get the Aurora class dropship. Never got it. Both of those are still not particularly cheap. I'm gonna go ahead and get this prepped while that stuff dries. Whoops, for some more water here in my mix. Okay, so we got that in there. I need to get, that was flow improver, drying retarder. Drying retarder is empty on that one. Alright, do I have another bottle of that over here? Flow improver. I got a lot of flow improver, not a lot of drying retarder. Do I have some up there? What's up here? What are you? That's drying retarder, full bottle. Cool, cool, cool. Plenty in. Plenty. What's up, Thunderhead? How you doing, man? Yep, and while my washer's drying, I need to go put some water in this. So give me just a sec, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Got some water here. Let's mix this up real quick. Whoa. Thunderhead, I'm assuming you're talking about some new Battletech designs. If you have a picture and you want to showcase some stuff, I'm happy to see it. I like seeing stuff. Also, when you gonna design a Tundra Wolf so I can print up one of those bad boys from you? I've got the pewter one, but if the quality is anything like your Shadowhawk and your Griffin, I wouldn't mind seeing what you could do. You know, just throw something out there. Alright. Let's see. Let's grab our silvers. Well, I mean, it's for my mercs. And because I'm a fan of the Dark Age era, one of my, actually I don't read a lot, but one of my favorite books I've read is Ghost War, and Janella Lakewood pilots a Thunderhead, or not Thunderhead, pilots a Tundra Wolf, and Mesa Dunn pilots a Madcap Mark, was it Mark III? Is that the little one? And they're Inner Sphere for sure. They are. I know that's a Clanner design, but perhaps you design the tube baby mech knowing that it's going to be piloted by a true servant of the Inner Sphere. I would still like to see your designs. I think that the Warhammer, which I know was a collaboration, but the Warhammer still looks enough like a Warhammer while being very distinct. It's one of the most distinct sculpts on the market, I think, or that's available. A lot of stuff looks very derivative. That one does not. I mean, it looks kind of like what it should be, but it's very different. And then the quality of your Griffin and your Shadowhawk was just really good. So I'd be curious to see what you come up with. And speaking of design stuff, I had a little snafu. My very first building I designed, the hex that I was building off of was the wrong size. And it caused a cascading error where every building, including that one that I made, was based off of a hex that was 1.3 something in size instead of 1.2, 1.25, somewhere in there. And everything I have was wrong. All of it. So I spent all shift last night fixing my first building. And I'm gonna work through tonight's shift, assuming there's time, and try and fix my second building. And every time I go to work, I'm gonna try and fix 50% to a full building if I can. That's my goal. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's my goal. Yeah. Let's try and get some highlights in here on the metals. And I've still got your, is it Borealis? Borealis? I've still got your dropship that you designed and you sent me at the shop. We've been really busy, so I have not been able to get it primed, but it is there and waiting. I am on a Battletech kick, and that is ripe to get worked on, so it may take some time. Anyone who knows me knows I paint very slow, but I'm working on my new terrain set, and if I can get it done and then get your dropship painted, it would be cool to have it in the background of some of the photos, because I'm designing basically the military base or garrison, and having that in the background would look pretty dope. Pretty dope. Yeah, the Tundra, or yeah, the Tundra Wolf is very, very cool. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't ask you to design a Timberwolf because there's about 8 million of them out there, if I'm honest with you. I mean, I'm sure you do a good job, and I just like, I don't know if you did was it Makasashi, whatever, the Inner Sphere attempted a Timberwolf. I'm sure you would do it justice, but like, there's so many derivatives or variations, whatever. There's so many of them out there. Like, I'm more interested in seeing people work on stuff that there's not models for or not good models for. Like, now, I'm going to preface it by saying I like the Malice. I had the pewter Malice. Right after I bought it and built it, someone actually made one and put it up in the group, and I printed it. It's nice too. I like both. But there are a lot of mechs where I don't want the same sculpt duplicated, or the metal sculpt's kind of derpy. So in those two cases, I really like having a print backup as something to use or lean on. When it comes to like your Warhammer, and then the Stratos miniature Warhammer, and then the standard Battletech plastic Warhammer, and then the Robotech Warhammer, it's a lot less about printing for me and more about, I just like having a variety of poses. I don't want to have the same plastic Warhammer 5 times in my army, you know what I mean? So getting a different variant pose is really cool to me. So yeah. Nice. What's up, Crossbow? How you doing, man? That's fair. Yep. And I think that is why your Griffin and your Shadowhawk came out so well. They look good without being stupidly ridiculous. I agree. Not sure why I'm worried about hitting those with that, because I'm just going to go over it with the glowy stuff anyway, so let's focus on other stuff. Austin did design some that's fair. Yeah. Austin did design some infantry. I know you're, as a 3D sculptor, you probably enjoy seeing those types of things more than the average person might, because you might see design ideas and elements. But yeah, I'll grab those in a second and show you. They're not super detailed, neither are most of the infantry at this scale, but Jojo from the shop wanted some Inner Sphere battle armor, and Austin designed some count as infantry up for the Inner Sphere, and as soon as I'm done right here, I'll grab those and show them to you. They're super tiny. I sent a couple of sprues of samples to old Dragon here, so he'll be proud owner of a couple of bases of infantry. But I'm a big, we were just talking about it too before you came in, I'm a big fan of combined arms. So like, I like, less about infantry, more about tanks and aircraft. I really like that. I think that's super cool. Okay, let's see here. So Austin did these up. I did find out that yesterday I got my bonus from work for last year. I did find out because you fine, awesome people. We had about 10 orders a month using my coupon for the whole year. It was very, very close. Not 10 orders a month, sorry. No, I think it was like, what, $1,000 a month? It's not quite 10 orders a month, but it was like $1,000 a month of sales that were associated with me just getting on here talking to you guys, and you guys trying to support what I do. It was very awesome. It was very cool. Yeah, I was very pleased. I never know what how the coupon code gets used. If I see it, I write a note and say thank you, but I don't always see it, so I have a lower view of how well it's done. And Austin was talking to me yesterday, and we were getting everything prepared for tax time, and I was like, yo, that's awesome. So anyway, Thunderhead, there was with the infantry. I had Austin design me this. I got to make a drop-in for this. This is the wrong size anyway, so I have to reshape the whole building. It's going to be a little smaller. But he designed me a comms satellite dish for my HQ bunker. So I'll go on there. I'll have a little ring that it sits down in. You can orient it the way you want. But he made that up for me, which was very cool. And then we got our front and all that stuff. So that's cool, but this is the wrong size. And then for the walls, Here's our little fortress gate. The broken ruined walls for the fortress. And he made some big old missile launchers for it. So we got some missiles. And we got some guns. Yeah. Yeah, they're big, but like if they were small, they would look really anemic with the terrain. So I don't mind. I'd rather them be a little bit big than a little bit small, personally. They just look a little bit more menacing. And like, if you're gonna have a base with weapons that are meant to put a mech down to defend your people, defend your base, this one looks like it would be more like anti-infantry, anti-tank stuff, light things. This one with the size of those missiles, that's putting shit down. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think it's, for us, it's kind of the difference between like map scale and game scale, right? Because like the map scale dropship that I got from the Kickstarter was so fucking small, it didn't look like it would actually carry a bunch of mechs. Versus yours being like game scale, it does carry mechs, but it takes up a lot of real estate on the table because it's game scale and it's like meant to be as close to actual size appropriate as possible. And that's kind of what we're going for. It's also why these gates are the height they are, so the mechs could realistically look like they could come out of them. An Atlas would struggle probably coming out of that, but these come out reasonably okay. Yep. You know, so I could honestly make that a little bigger. I could bring this up to maybe like right around here, so it looks like an assault mech could walk out, but you know, is what it is. This little derpy guy could walk out of it probably. Pew 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 pew. Rah! Thank you. Yep. I'm just bummed that all the sizes are wrong. I'm probably not fixing these because it's a single hex and it's not as catastrophic because it's one that's oversized. So this will fit on a map and it'll overlap the next hex ever so slightly. Because they're singles, it's not too bad. It's when you start building out around it and then this oversized just compounds and compounds and it starts to get the whole thing way off. But as it stands, I'm not too worried about singles. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with my ability to have designed anything at this point, if I'm honest. Cause like this shit is not easy for me. It's not all that intuitive for my brain. The cool thing though is while I'm working on trying to design stuff, Austin is working on learning 3D stuff. So he's been doing up cool little mech design things for Ash Barker from GMG, and he's been working on organic stuff just to learn, so you can start sculpting, you know, organic things, faces, stuff that's not just hard edges and mechanical. Kind of prepping for the future. We did pick up 3 Ender FDM printers, and print to order is looking like it might not be all that practical because of the print time on anything large that we would be printing in the FDM printers. But we have been discussing designing things and prototyping with the FDM and then selling STLs. It is uncharted territory for us, and we're not sure exactly how we want to go about it, but it is something that we have discussed, so that we can offer different things. In particular, selling STLs for things you can print at home that facilitate cool DIY stuff, but also can have modular aspects where if you buy our MDF stuff, it can hook in and mount just the same. So you get some interesting things that MDF can't do, but still have the modular aspects of our terrain and integrate it all as seamlessly as possible. It's kind of our goal. I think that'd be cool. Yep. So we'll see how it goes. We're not exactly sure yet, but we're hoping. It's as I've been talking with Austin, I think it's the future. I mean, you and I have talked about it on stream a lot, and you've got strong opinions, as do I, and I think we find a middle ground that makes sense, to be honest. But I don't think there's any denying that it's the future, and I 100% agree. And while I think we will continue, obviously, to produce and sell and design MDF stuff, I think over the next 10 years, the market is going to shift. I think we're going to be doing a lot more print at home, you know, for your own, or for, you know, buying STLs from a main company and printing for games. I think that is going to be a huge thing. It takes a lot of money off of, or stress off of them to produce something, and they just need to make this STL. And there's always the piracy issue, but they don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars on bucks either, or whatever the term is for the plastic injection. But you know what I'm talking about, the mold. You know, you don't have to do all that. So I think it's going to happen. I think with piracy being an issue currently, with people 3D scanning or doing whatever, that companies are going to try to mitigate it, but also realizing that they may be losing sales, you know, and you better get on that ship now and start figuring it out before it takes off without you, you know what I mean? So I really do think it's coming. I think it's getting more consumer affordable, and us trying to shift some of our design focus to the new stuff, I think is, or the new hotness is a good idea. And that's what I told Austin. I said, we've got a catalog full of awesome MDF terrain. We can continue to produce new awesome MDF terrain, and it may sell, but some of our customers may have a whole collection of terrain already and may not need more. But what we can do is design new stuff that's in a new medium and open up to a new market and expose them to what we have to offer, and we diversify our product line. And I think that is the way to go. And he's been going buck wild designing shit and learning stuff, and it is very cool. I am not on his level of intelligence, but I do watch him progress and learn, and it is at a astoundingly fast rate. 6 months ago, the stuff that we were doing with 3D design was just really obsolete compared to what he's doing now. And you're always trying to move forward, but the speed with which he learns stuff is just bananas. I am a not fast learner, and he has basically gotten master classes and things of that nature, and started teaching himself how to do the sculpting, and he's got a whole bunch of programs he's using, and it's pretty crazy. Hey Dragon, I'm gonna take a break today. I'll grab some treats for the doggo. Yep, yeah, and plastic injection molding was only really affordable for the big guys, you know, the GWs of the world. Corvus Belli does a really good job with their products. They're all still white metal, and they look really good, but even them, with the things they do and the size they've gotten to, it's still, you know, cost prohibitive to be doing plastic injection for what they offer too. You know, so even some of the larger players in the game right now, it's still expensive, whereas GW is just on a different level financially, you know. So the things that 3D printing bring to the table are just super duper helpful. And I think, again, obviously, I think it's the future. I think it's where we're going. And I think it's great that we have taken a stance to try and continue investing in it. Over the last couple of months, we have went from 1 3D printer to 8 3D printers. Over the last 6 months, I think we've gone from 3 laser cutters to 4 laser cutters. We added a 33% increase there. And we're constantly pushing the envelope and expanding. It's nice to see. Now I'm kind of rambling, but you guys know me. And over the last couple of years, 3D printing is really just, it's blown up, and it's gotten so affordable. Like, Austin had a printer for a while. We got the Formlabs one, and he had an old FDM printer. He spent more on his old FDM printer than he did all 3 of the FDM printers we got now, and these 3 are by far better. If you take all 7 of our recent 3D printer acquisitions and add them all together, they still cost less than our 1 Formlabs did. And our 3 resin ones are putting out comparable stuff to that thousands of dollar printer. It's amazing what has happened in like a 5-year time span. It's astounding, absolutely astounding. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty good on his silver bits. Let me try one more thing here. Okay, let's just see how that will look. Hey, Lando, what's up, man? How you doing? We're talking a little bit about 3D printing and the woes of me trying to fix my buildings. The woes. I spent all shifts yesterday fixing one building, my very first building. Whole shift. I am, if I'm honest, it was very disheartening. I almost wanted to just not do it and just be like, fuck it, I'm not designing terrain. It was very disheartening to have had that kind of catastrophic cascading failure. Was not happy about it. Oh, very cool. Yeah, but it's such a silly thing to have done. And the fact that I didn't catch it and it caused an error. Basically, everything I've been designing for the last 2 months is faulty. And I have to fix it. And it's not as simple as just resizing a base plate. Like, it causes issues with the geometry and the fitment of everything. It's very frustrating. But despite feeling like wanting to quit, I did not. Still pushing forward. Still got my goals. I still want to be able to get the set done and sell at least one set of it, and then be able to say I designed this terrain for the company I work for, and we sold some. I want to be able to say that it is a goal of mine. You missed it. I was talking about earlier too. I got my information back from last year's coupon usage, and we averaged almost $1,000 a month of coupon usage. That's not my cut of anything, but that's an astounding amount of people using my coupon, which is phenomenal. I don't think it's all from Twitch. I think it's from people sharing with friends for sure. but also all my social media posts have the link in there and things like that. I think every little bit has helped. That's pretty awesome. Hey, Nathan, thank you for the like on Facebook, man. Well, thank you. Austin's trying to be hands-off. Also, if he doesn't have to fix anything, my my cut on it will be better. Basically, if I'm able to say I designed it start to finish, and aside from a couple of little mini areas where he may have to step in, just for some light housekeeping, if I do it all on my own, and I prove that I can do a set and he doesn't really have to do anything, that brings a lot to the table, and my cuts for designing it will be a bit higher. So now I'm not worried about the pure economics of it to that degree. If Austin yesterday was like, hey, I can help you fix all that in 20 minutes, I'd have been like, please do. This is going to take me weeks. You know, but he's got me on it. And then I haven't printed anything in a while mech-wise, so kind of on the lookout for some new mechs to print, to have those cooking while I'm working on stuff. I'm going to try. Very cool, man. Yeah, Dragon sent me towards a couple of mech designs. I'm not sure exactly who they're from, but I think it's that Atlas you and him were talking about recently. He sent me towards that, and then a bad guys, some kind of quad that looked really cool. There's not a lot of cool quad designs in the universe that look good miniature-wise, but it might have been from Exalt. I played a lot of Exalt too, but I think some of the quads look really cool, and you know, I saw that file and I'm like, okay, we're gonna check this out, see if we can find something cool to print. And he sent me a link to a Patreon, and got that in our back pocket. I sent all that stuff to Austin because as a business he backs a lot of Patreons and supports people. He also backs a lot of DIY guys from YouTube he watches that don't even do the mini stuff we do. He just likes what they do and he's learning from them and he helps support them. But he supports several. I think it's like 5 maybe Patreons we're members of right now for 3D prints. And we don't even do anything with most of the stuff. It's just like learning from them, seeing cool stuff, having a cool little printed guy on the desk, because we don't paint a lot at the shop, at least not minis wise these days. So it's all about just a cool little trinket we print and learning from other people. So it's very cool. Hey, what's up, Daff? Yeah, we're always looking to support where we can. What I really need to do is any of these 3D prints that I work on, when that happens, if that happens, and paint, I need to really just have a list of the artists so that I can be like, hey, I painted your guy that you printed or that you designed, you know. I can't take credit for that. I can take credit for the painting, but you might want to see what I did with your work, you know. But as of yet, I've not painted any things that I've printed out, so we'll see. Actually, yeah, I haven't. I had to think for a second because I've got the Warhammer from Thunderhead and I have not painted that yet. It's on my list of things. And Mr. Daff, how's alive? building shelves. Well, I'm glad you're settling into the new place. Be glad when you're back to doing some hobby stuff with us. To be honest with you, I was worried we were going to lose you to the World of Warcraft. You see, Lando, this is one of my RPG, I would say RPG friends. I don't RP with Dav, I don't RP with anyone at this point, but he's one of the guys from the community that role plays. He used to do a lot of D&D. D&D. I've been trying for probably a year or two to get some people connected for Roll20. I know Dav does stuff. Been trying to get him and Wheels together for a long time. One day, you guys from the community, I'm going to have you connected. You're going to be like, hey man, we're doing this super cool campaign that you missed out on. He even made a villain called Sir Ampius, and we beat him up. Ha 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 ha. And I'll be like, thanks, Daff. Did you chew crayons while you did it? I sure did, bud. I was Legolas, but as a Marine. I had an automatic bow and arrow, kind of like the Diablo Demon Hunter, but not, because I was cooler. Brrr. That's exactly what's going to happen. How to turn your D&D archer into a living A10. Daft done did it. That one might call it triple D. Daft done did it. Heh. Oh, my alliteration never ceases to amuse me, at least. I was like, triple D, Daft done did it. Or Devil Dog, Daft done did it. There you go. There's 5 Ds in a row there, Daft Daft. Devil Dog Daft done did it. If you didn't, I hope you resisted the urge to facepalm there, but I was trying. I thought it was funny. Leave me alone. Let me do my funny thing, Staff. You see, there you go. Devil Dog Daft done did it. Brr, brr. I don't know. My brr noise is getting a little bit weak as the attempts continue on. That must be unbearable. I tried to make a pun. I'm not sure it landed. I'm gonna get fireballed. I mean, to be fair, when I do roleplay, which is rare, I generally play someone who's a smartass satire. Like, I mean, I take things seriously, gameplay wise, but my character is comic relief. I like to be the jokester. I'm not sure I would want to play a bard, but I could see trying to sing and have a good time. Daft would be like, here, try this here whiskey there, Justin. You gonna try and sing for us there, bud? To inspire the group as we try to slay the dragon. And that was no dragon, Justin. It was a garden gnome. Good job. I'm sure there's some D&D related retort I could have used here to counter fireball, but I don't play D&D, so I wouldn't know. My first instinct was like, I'll just turn into a fire elemental and I'll be immune to fire, but I don't know if I could turn into a fire elemental. I don't know. I'm assuming D&D has elementals. Well, let's be honest, DC's not very hard. Marvel's better. Yes. I'm pretty sure, I'm assuming DC stands for difficulty check. Keep in mind, I played D&D one time, and that was back in like 2008, 9. Oh, I'm guessing this is, oh, okay, so it's a pen and paper for Marvel. That came off not the way I wanted. Oh, very cool. Lando, you ever thought of doing like your own live stream or YouTube channel or something, since you do a lot of RPGs? It's out of curiosity. Yeah. And you got a lot of experience. There you go. Yeah, I mean, just setting up a stream software to capture some of that would not be too difficult. And that same software can save to your computer as well, so you could use it and not even be live, but use it to save what you're recording on your computer, and then you can have that footage to edit or export to YouTube if you wanted to. I've been wanting to do something like that on stream for a while. I just don't have the time to organize a roleplay group or run one. I could probably try and organize one before I could run one, but getting everyone's schedules lined up is it's very difficult. But it's something I think in the future would be a lot of fun to have going on stream. Is, you know, every 2 weeks or something, have a roleplay night, and then, you know, on the non-roleplay week, have a live stream game. You know, one of our live fire exercises, as Clan Wolf has coined them. I think that would be a lot of fun. Hey, what's up, Flasher Dash? How you doing? Yeah, I'm not sure how you keep up. That's a lot. It is a lot. Alright, so we did red lasers and blue. So I'll probably just do blue on all of his. Maybe red on his. Okay. So let's grab some white here. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Very tired. I got home very late last night. I walked the door about 4:15 a.m. my time. That is when I got home. And then I don't ever sleep well, so I was still up until 5:30. Yep. My alarm went off at 11:30. I woke up and got up, air quotes, at about 12, but I can't. Like, I'm real groggy, so I surf social media for a little bit and then kind of wake up and then shower and then get on stream. That's what I do. That's my routine. Okay, so let's see about plumping in some color.
Xeno spotted.
Who up at that Zelicons? No, it's not Don Sweargo. Don Sweargo, another one of the Gunpla guys. I'll give them a minute to get through the ads, and then we'll say what's up to them. See what they doing. How they be. There it is. Whoop. Hey, Zelicons. When I got raided, I thought it might have been you, but it was Don. It was a close guess, since you both do the Gunplas. If you guys aren't following Mr. Don Sweargo, or it might be Don Sweargo. Don Sweargo? Don Sweargo. The Don, the man, the Gunpla man. Pop on over. Hit that follow button. Show some hobby love. Follows free and helps support our community. Go check out what they do. But I appreciate that, Ray, man. Thank you for coming in. I'm not doing too bad. A little tired, but I can't complain too much. I mean, I could complain. You guys know me. I could complain, but I'll try and keep that to a minimum right now. How are you? I'm a simple man. I see robots and I follow. Yep. I do appreciate that there are more people doing mecha stuff, whether it's Battletech or Gunpla and things of that nature. Because as much as I like some of GW's stuff, it is super popular and a lot of people do it. It's nice to see other more obscure or niche groups getting out there and doing stuff. Not that, you know, Gundam is super small, but like in the miniature world, if you're not in Gunpla, you might not know about Gunpla, or you know of it, but you've never done it. So it's like a small thing compared to like 40K, which is a bit more proliferated, at least in the miniature painting online world currently. But knowing that some of you guys are getting out there and doing it and bringing it to the forefront, I think is really cool. And Mr. Don, did you work on anything cool today? And if you'd like to share with us, I encourage you to throw up a link. If you got an Instagram, or if you want to post up in our Facebook or our Discord, or all three, would be cool with me. Yeah, I'm preventing Gunpla burnout by doing a Eugene. What up, Bob? Alright. Is this from High School Fleet? I'm assuming this is High School Fleet. Yeah, it was your lane. I know it as High School Fleet because of World of Warships. Yeah. This is how I know it because I play World of Warships. I don't know of the show. I just know of the connection they had. Are you gonna load anytime today website? You're gonna make me look like a dumbass. Whatever. It's not gonna load. Yeah, so I've got the Graf Spey. That ship. That's who I got. I've got the High School Fleet version of it. I don't know anything about the show, but when I'm using that ship...
Squad morale restored.
Hey, One's Gaming Extra, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. When I use that ship, though, my my little commander there goes hamster wheel, and I have no idea what she's saying. She starts yelling and saying stuff, and I have no clue. No clue. But yeah, very cool, man. Now, in the anime, do the ships actually like transform into those mecha things? Okay. You're up, buddy. No, you have those ship girl the entire time, no transformation in the mobile game, but I don't know if they changed it. Oh. Yeah, I was curious because like you had the like one that's like a ship mecha chick thing. But yeah, do you actually watch the show, or did you just want to build one of the models? So I feel like if I ever did a Gundam model, it wouldn't be because I watched the show. It's just because the model looked cool. Which, I'll be honest with you, they got some dope-ass models. They really do. Battletech's got a special place in my heart, though. I think the marriage between the two is kind of the Macross Robotech stuff that is also present, those designs being present in Battletech. They're kind of that in-between Gundam and Battletech, and that's like, those are some really sweet designs. Oh, okay, okay. I assumed the anime was already up. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes the sense to me. Probably plenty of red. Let's just hit these guys with the hair dryer real quick. Make sure the white's dry. Okay. They've been watching that at the shop. They watched the episode yesterday where the guy went Super Saiyan SSJ did Titan mode in that building. He's like, "Rah!" And I was like, "Rah! I don't know what's going on in this show." Because I have to read it and I read slow and I've never seen it. I only saw some giant guys eat somebody 10 years ago or whenever the fucking show came out, and I didn't know what was going on, and he ate some people, and then there's a big yellow hair guy blowing shit up, and then a few episodes back there's a giant monkey and a train with some cannons on it. That's how much I know about Attack on Titan. Mm-hmm. The big monkey, because he was all like, he was shaped like this. This is his monkey head. Yeah, monkey head, right? Yeah. This is monkey head, and he was shaped like this. He had like tiny little legs. And he parachuted down. Let's give him some toes. He got little toes. He got badonkadonk. Got butt. And he like parachuted down. He stabbed himself. He had a little stabby stabber. So let's give him a knife. It'll look like that. That's his knife. He got a knife. It's a tiny sword. And this hand, this wasn't in the show. They had to cut the scene because they didn't pay me for it. And he's got a pencil. And Mighty is the sword and the pencil who can stabby with both at the same time. I don't know. Oh, man. That's all I remember. Because his proportions were so weird. His arms were so long and his legs were so short. Oh, man. I guess I'll give a pad to it. Some pads. I don't know. Sometimes a toe is just a toe. Oh, what's up, Big J? How you doing, man? Another fellow streamer. If you guys aren't following Mr. Big J, pop on over, hit that follow button. Show some hobby love. So yeah, that's the monkey. And then the other guy that I saw lost an arm or something, and he looked like a real angry dude. But he was like a muscular, like humanoid Titan thing, and he was like red with like bone structures on him. Like his chest, I feel like had like this bone thing going on. What's that one called? You know which one I'm talking about? What's he called? What's the guy's name? Thunderhead. You know what I'm talking about? And he's got he's got the face. Still got a face. Armored Titan. Is that what he's called? I'm about to Google it. Armored Titan. Yeah! That one. Yeah, I guess he didn't actually have a bone thing. I just imagined a bone thing. Maybe it was his teeth. Yeah. Zero context. I saw one episode at the beginning, too. It's when I thought that the Titans were zombies. I now know what they are, sort of. But it was early on, and they were just eating people. Mm-hmm. The not special ones, Austin told me. People that can turn into a mindless Titan, and then they're, they just eat people. Then you get the special Titans that have control. And he told me that, like, to be a special Titan, it's like a genetic thing that's sort of passed down, but it's passed down by you eating someone who had it. Yeah. That's about all I know from Attack on Titan. Oh, and there's some kind of, like, machine gun style blade dispenser that some anime toothpick character carries around, and they got they got them badonka butts, and they got them little feets, and then they got the little tiny waist, and then they got the big shoulders, and maybe some of these going on depending on the character. And then they take their arms and they do like this, and they got like a little sword thing with ejecto blades. Right? And they come out of this, and the person's so happy to be fighting Titans. They're so excited. And then apparently they have like a jump pack thing that they wear with grappling hooks that shits out little hooky machine things like your Batman. You got little hooks, and they blast out like they're Bruce Wayne. And they probably got like some hair that looks like this, and then some Japanese writing or something. I don't know. Cool kids. That's exactly what they look like. And they got those little ejecto blades, and they blah blah, and they fly and they cut stuff. Oh man. Hey, Green Ice, you got a picture of yourself as a Space Marine? I hope it looks better than this. This is my Attack on Titan doodles. This is the grapple hook Batman with the blade ejectors, with the badonkadonk and the busty bust and big shoulders and hair. It's all inclusive to all the characters. I had to mash them all into one. And then they jump up and they try and stabby. Like right here. Stabby! Right there, that's the spot. You target the back of the neck. Boop, 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 boop. And this tiny little stick figure comes flying in like, hi-ya! With their little knives. And they fly in, they try and get them. And that's what they do. NGL omnidirectional maneuvering gear is probably the coolest thing in this show. We have a Discord. If you have an Instagram, you're welcome to throw up an Instagram link. We also have a Facebook. Any of those is an option, whatever you like. Or an Instagram link, whatever you want to do. I like Doodle Time because it's fun and I get to act like a jackass. There's probably somebody in the chat right now that's like, Attack on Titan is the greatest show, and you have insulted me, sir. And I'll be like, it might be a good show. I don't know anything about it. But I can also draw really stupid looking Space Marines. You guys want to see a doodle of a Space Marine? This was me making fun of Wheels. This is a Bolter Bro tree hobo. The best camo ever. It's a Space Marine dressed up like a tree with bolters straight taped to him, and he's just shooting. Look at his little feet. He ain't fooling nobody. He stuck his arm into a tree branch with a bolter out of it, and the other one with a sword. He put his helmet on. No one's gonna notice the tree with boots and guns strapped to it and grenade dangly bits. Yeah. I put that is literally on my monitor. It's been there for probably a year. Let's see here. Doodly-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. Let me get the cursor off your face. Very cool. What did you do? Was it a physical sketch you took a picture of and then painted digitally? Or did you do the sketching and painting all digital? I see like brushstrokes, but a lot of people use certain types of apps and tablets where it'll emulate drawing. I dig that purity seal, man. Very cool. But you're a blood angel with no jump pack. You ain't got no jump pack, man. You gotta lead from the front. Oh, very cool. Gotta have a jump pack. Can't be a blood angel without wings, bud. Can't be a blood angel without wings. You need them. But yeah, I jest. It is very cool, though. Very cool. I'm just a big fan of, for blood angels, I love the jump pack stuff. I think that's really what sets them apart. Kind of like White Scars being bikers, and then Sanguinary Guard. Sanguinary Guard are very iconic blood angels to me. But yeah, dude, that's pretty sweet, man. I'm glad that they got you the Muse, got you some excitement for 40K again. That's awesome. Very awesome. You should expand the photo in your next doodle session when you need some more motivation, and draw that hand and have like a sword that he's, holding down into the ground. Or, here you go, bud. Let's go back to the sketch pad real quick, and then we'll get back to painting. Alright, so I'm not going to make fun of your drawing, because it's a good drawing. The Attack on Titan show's good, too. I'm just, a turd. Alright, so with your basic figure, I am going to do a stick figure. But, so you got your guy, and he doesn't have a Space Marine helmet, but we're just going to draw a Space Marine helmet that's really bad, just because I don't want to ruin your guy's face. That's a really terrible Space Marine helmet. But so there's your guy, and he's got like he's got his pauldron on, he's got his shoulders. He's got his little hand down here, like, yo, I'm the shit. And then you got this shoulder here, like that, right? Boop. And then you got this arm out, kind of like that, right? And then you got your little, he's got a big backpack on, and he's got a big halo, right? So with this hand right here, I think it would be cool because it's off the photo. You do something like this. You have something like that. Chop, chop. And then it comes up like this. Chop, chop. And then like that. And then doot, 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 doot. And it swooshes down. Swish, swish. And then it's, and then it says something like, BAs are best. And then you have like a little inquisitorial eye, and then like a purity seal on here. So point is, I say I'm not going to make fun, and I do this goofy doodle. But point is, you have this basic structure on your guy, and you got that hand that's missing. You could totally do like the hand where it's got like the sword and it's facing down type thing. And it's jammed in the ground and the arm goes back. Or you could have a banner and give you a cool place to do some other stuff. And actually not troll and have like your little heraldry, checker patterns,
Squad
or whatever the hell you want to do. That would be a lot of fun, I think. And look really cool. So, well, you shouldn't have done wings. You should have done what you want to do. I just like wings. If you like the picture, then it's the right picture for you. I think wings would have been cool. But if this is how you envision yourself as a Space Marine, maybe your Space Marine doesn't have a jump pack. Maybe your Space Marine rides in a drop pod, and that's how he rides into battle. That's his wings. His wings are detachable, as are everyone's, sort of. But yeah, maybe that's how you get into battle. So there's no one way to do art. There is everyone's way to do art, and if this is what you like, it's cool. But focusing on this arm that you didn't finish, if you do come back to revisit it, I think doing a banner would be really cool. Like, you guys holding it. And he's just like, yo, dog, we got all these accolades because we're blood angels and we're the shit. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. Did I nail the best Titan? I could. I'm gonna send a picture to Austin. Hang on. Hang on. I can't wait to see his response. Oh my god, that's funny. Star JJ, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. I get sidetracked on goofy stuff because it's funny. I honestly would probably find some interest in the show and other animes, but I don't watch a lot of shows. I listen to a lot of shows while I paint. And if I have to read it, I can't do other things while it's on, and it makes it a lot less appealing. But I've heard a lot of anime purists say that dubbed over shows, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, are not as good as subtitled shows, or reading in Japanese if you can read it. That's what I have heard. But I have a really hard time because like I do stuff, and if I'm idle, I'll fall asleep. So usually, if I get time to watch something, I'm hobbying while I'm watching. Usually. I expected a laugh from Austin. I didn't get it. He may not have been amused by my antics. Are you not entertained? I am not. That was stupid. I tried. Just wanted to make you laugh. Well, you have failed, sir. You have failed me for the last time. Shouldn't be no more laughter from you in this here king's court, for you are not very funny. Attack on Titan is serious beings. Cracks me up. Maybe my doodles are a have to be there moment. I feel like if I showed Amanda, she wouldn't find it funny either. So maybe it truly is like, you gotta be there. Hey, Mr. Duffy Duff. Impending Duff, thank you for that like over on the Facebook. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Alright. So, Thunderhead, do you, have you talked about these retro mechs that you're going to be working on, or is it kind of hush-hush? What's this GIF you've shared with me? You have failed me for the last time. Oh, it is a picture of Vader. 'Tis fair. 'Tis fair. Do you have any previews that I could see? Because I don't know most of the stuff by name. Oh man, I almost got excited. I thought you said Bushwhacker, and I was going to be like, yo. Is it another variant of the Shadowhawk and Griffin? Because I know you've done those two. Is it another variant? Oh, very cool. I will be really curious to see. Okay, Thunderbolt's one of my favorite mechs. I'd love to see your design. I've already got a Shadowhawk and Griff you've done. If you've got new ones, even better. I'll check those out too. So I like variety of poses. At some point, you mentioned maybe doing a one of the Griffins with missiles coming out. If you ever do that file, let me know. I would love to print one. But Battlemaster, I really like that mech. I hear it's not the best efficient mech to use on the tabletop, but I think it's iconic and cool. The Wolverine, I don't care for the plastic one. I think it's kind of butt ugly, so I'll be really curious to see how yours turns out. So this is the Bushman, we called it. Adding in, okay. Yeah, they've all got that kind of retro mecha vibe. Very square. Yeah. Very cool. I like how that looks like it's got a little stock on it. Very cool. Yeah, man. Oh, I thought those are eyeballs. Those are missile slots. Ah! Nice. So this is the LBX 10. And then the SRM. So that's basically carrying around an AC shotgun. Clack. Very cool. Yeah. The thing that I really like about your thing or your models I've printed thus far, the Warhammer gave me some trouble. It's still my prints still aren't perfect. Yeah. But the Griffin and the Shadowhawk printed very easy because of the way that they were designed. So the Warhammer's back for me is kind of pocked, if that makes sense. It's got like pock holes. Yeah, chicken pox. So that's something I need to work on my support game. But the Griffin and the Shadowhawk fared much better because of the way they were designed. And I don't think it's necessarily your design. style that made the Warhammer bad. I think it's just the design aesthetic of the Griffin and the Shadowhawk lend themselves very well to printing, whereas the Warhammer is a bit more detail heavy across the piece, so it makes it harder to support and not get I don't know, smooth around the details or something. I don't know if I'm articulating it well. Yeah, exactly. So you know kind of what I'm getting at. And it made it very difficult. And then it's exacerbated by my inability to, or my inexperience supporting mechs. Or supporting files in general. I'll get there. But the Griffin and the Shadowhawk were a lot more forgiving. Let's see if I can actually jam a dot of this into the center of these. That would be ideal.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Hey, Dev, thank you for the gifted sub. I appreciate that, man. I think that puts us at 20 subs for the month. Trying to be particularly slow with this part because if I do it wrong, kind of capillary action will wick the white to the edge, and I want it dead center here. Okay. These might be a little harder. And then I want to come in and do like a little white line on the bottom edge, heat it up. The goal, anyway. Oh, okay, sorry, I missed that. So first of all, let's get these updated. So Daft, that was number 20 for the month. Thank you. I got sidetracked because I was focused on that that T-bolt there. I'm like, not to quote the Joker, but it's like chasing cars. A squirrel runs by, just get sidetracked. That's what we do. Let's see here. Interesting. Well, okay. All right, so you shared pictures showing the original Wolverine. Let's see here. Is the original Wolverine a Gundam? Is it from Gundam? Or is there that much overlap in design between, like, Macross, Robotech, and Gundam? Are they really that close? This looks like a Gunpla model to me. Like, his waist looks a lot like the, I think it's a Zaku? Not Sakura, what the hell? Zaku. Stop, Google, shut up! Zaku. They're all from a show called Fang of the Sun, which predated both of those shows. Oh, okay. Okay, that explains. Yeah, because, like, his waist, like this design right in here, really reminds me of what you shared here. So the original Wolverine, and then the Thunderbolt. Yeah. And this looks, I mean, for obvious reasons, I was making fun of it yesterday. The original Thunderbolt model for Battletech. It's just put in plastic. I know there was probably an old pewter one, but it should come up. Yeah. That. But the three cannons, the rocket, the head placement, the gun. I see it. This looks better, but I see it. Yeah. Now, I know it's different, but I think the plastic T-bolt did a better job trying to incorporate a lot of those design elements with the cockpit where it's sitting, the rockets, the lasers. It's got 3 lasers, whereas that one has 3. These are staggered instead of being above each other directly. But it has a lot of similarities. I like this, the MWO one. I'm not as big of a fan. I think it's too beefy. It looks weird. I don't care for it. I had a 3D print of it, and I was really excited, thinking I was going to want to paint it and use it, and then I ended up giving it away to a new guy to try and help him out. Well, Flash or Dash, thank you. In an hour, I'll be pretty close to getting offline, but if we catch you, we catch you. And hope you have a good day, man. I appreciate you popping in. Do you already have a file for this? This looks very familiar. I feel like I've seen this before. Matter of fact, I had to have seen this before somewhere. Maybe there's an old Battletech art where I've seen this. I mean, I'm sure it came from another show, but I feel like I've seen some really old art or unseen stuff. This is very familiar. Yeah. This and like the Griffin you did, I was very familiar with the way those looked. I was not familiar with. I know what that is now that you showed me. I didn't know what it came from. I probably would have recognized that. I might have recognized that. The shape of the new one is similar, but it's very different. The shoulders kind of give it away a little bit, I think. But I definitely would have recognized that one in the Griffin. Not necessarily all of the stuff. I don't mind the new Battlemaster, but he feels a little weird proportion-wise. This is interesting. It's got a very like retro vibe. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, it did. Yeah. They still kind of had the little tubey thing going on. Instead of having a ball gag turret, they put the laser here. Still had kind of where his tubes would be something. They got the rocket over there. Instead of having a handheld gun, he's got it mounted on his arm. Okay. And then the shoulders kind of have a very similar shape. Yeah. Man, yeah, crossbow. No model left behind. Yo! I've not seen the Wolverine 2. That's actually pretty cool looking. I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's really cool. I like that better than the standard plastic one. Yeah, I might have to put that on my list of things I want to pick up. That's pretty dope. But yeah, I like going down memory lane a little bit with you guys. Especially because I'm so, I mean, I'm familiar with some things Battletech, but not everything. I grew up playing the Mech Commander games and some of the PC games. and then got into Dark Age, but I missed the boat on like playing the minis. Classic Battletech, I never got exposed to it as a kid, so a lot of the shows and stuff that I might have been able to see when I was younger, I did not see. Or in particular the anime stuff. There's only one anime show I followed as a kid, and you guys will just laugh at me, but I'll tell you. When I was a kid in 4th or 5th grade, Toonami used to show Sailor Moon, and I watched almost all of Sailor Moon. I really enjoyed it. And not just because they were schoolgirls, but I enjoyed the show. I thought it was cool. Little characters. Tuxedo Mask. Back in the day. I wanted to get into like Dragon Ball, but I never did. I don't know when they showed it. I don't recall ever seeing it on TV when I was younger. I feel like these are going to be a little bit harder to get the effect I want because the centers aren't upraised. Yeah, man, back in the day. Okay, give that a moment to dry there. I'll grab a few things while that's drying from my bag of mecha goodness. Let's see here. Got a lot of stuff I've printed. But we're talking about Thunderheads. I shrank these down just a skosh. Let's see if I can find this Warhammer. Is it going to be at the very bottom? Is that what you're going to do to me, bag? Yep. We're going to fix that. We're just going to trade a mech. Who wants to go to the bottom? You do. Executioner. So I don't have to wait. Huzzah. It is I. Alright, so, color using for the PVC glow. Dragon, hang on, I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, crossbow, you got me by a couple years, man. Couple. So this is the Warhammer I was talking about. The file is from Thunderhead. The area right at the end of the barrels is a little thin. I've had a few that it failed and this little thin area right here at the tip breaks or it fails to print. These guns came out reasonably well. It's a little brittle, so I have to be careful not to break them. But the back is a little pitted and very rounded, whereas the file is not. This is part of my support issue in learning. But the front looks really good. It is a very cool mech. And then he's got, I've got a variety of printed stuff here. We've got the Royal Griffin. I'm not probably going to run it as a Royal Griffin. His antennas broke. They were so thin, they broke off. It's going to happen, so. And the resin's so brittle. It's not like this plastic that it can kind of bend back. His barrel also failed. I just shaved it and drilled it out, so I didn't have to print another one. Again, that's my support failure. And I scaled him down just a little bit. If I printed them again, I'd probably print at the scale that the file was provided. I just didn't know like how they would look with the rest of my mechs, so they're a little bit smaller. But the quality of it looks really good. Yeah, I mean, I've had antennas that come off fine. Like, I've got the Fafnir. His antennas are fine, but one wrong move and they're just going to break. It's because it's so thin. That's not on you. It's just the way it is with the printing. But yeah, you can see how the back of it does not look like the Warhammer. It's a lot more crisp, but the way the design is on these retro style, you get these nice flat angled panels and such. It's a little rounded here, but I think that's by design. But like here we got this nice flat panels, the details in there. Like this turned out surprisingly well. When I opened pulled the HUD off after it was printing, I was very impressed with how that turned out. And then here's his Shadowhawk. His antennas actually were fine. They were less brittle. His were fine, and they were shielded. His were shielded from getting banged up. But I thought the cannon looked fucking sick. Well, I guess this isn't the cannon. I guess it's the PPC, or large laser. But he's got a cannon variant too. But this one, knowing I could do a glow on the end, yeah. It's so nice. It's a very cool model. But we were talking about printing versus buying. I bought this. And I think that is very cool. Yep. Yeah, I cherry-picked the poses I thought were the coolest for me. They were all good, but like I was only going to print one of each, so I got the ones that I liked. And then someone did a 3D file for the Malice, and I had to have that too. It looks cool. He's very rounded on the back from my setup, but it's very cool. And then we got the Fafnir pewter. And then I've got the printed version of them too. This is the MWO version. Yep. And I've got a few other things in here that I printed that turned out really well, but I gave a lot of it away. Some of my new friends got into the game, and they don't have a lot of income right now. And I gave them a starter box, the Game of Armor Combat, and I like them both. It's one of those where both designs tickle my fancy. I need to print it first. It just hadn't happened. I need to get things on my list of things to do. And I've printed out a bunch of tanks, man. You ever start doing tank designs, I'm a print shit. I guess this is a guy from the Battletech group that made the Shrek PPC carrier. And then one of the guys did a Die Schmidt from the Dark Age era, and my prints weren't super good, and these are big. I put them on a hex, but they are big. I have them scaled because I like them being a little bit larger for the tabletop. I think they look cool next to the mechs. This is also, I think, a 100-ton tank, so it being chunky made sense. It failed here, and the canisters messed up, but whatever. That's still dope. That's fair. That is fair. And then one of the guys from the group, there wasn't an S. Oh no, I just broke it. No. Whatever. There wasn't an SRM carrier for a particular TRO, so he made one. I printed it from the group. It's pretty cool. Yeah, all my tanks are probably too large of a scale, but I like them that way. This is one of the pewter ones that Sabat gave me, and this is one of the resin Shreks. So those are very similar in size, whereas my Die Schmitz are very big. I like them a little bit larger in scale, personally. That's me. But that is why I have the hex under them, in case I ever play with someone who's particularly worried about it. We can just measure from where the hex is. So, you know, whatever. But if we agree on how we do it, if I do deployment and the front of the tank is there for movement purposes for Alpha Strike, if it's classic Battletech, it's in a hex. It is what it is. If it's Alpha Strike, it's a little bit bigger. That's why there's a hex there. Yep, exactly. And yeah, Crossbow, I agree with you. And in Classic, when you use Hex Grid, it doesn't much matter. For Alpha Strike, it does. Because it's true line of sight and all that stuff. So, if someone has an issue, I always do stuff where it's like, good for the goose, good for the gander. I give you the benefit of the doubt if I'm getting the benefit of the doubt because it's a larger piece. That's how I've always approached that kind of thing. And I don't cheese the movement. When he deploys, whatever the front end of it is the front of the deployment, and it's not like he gains extra movement or something. But not everyone agrees. But fortunately, I'm not doing competitive Battletech. Just playing with friends and such. So I don't think anyone's really going to give a shit, if I'm perfectly honest. Especially if I put the level of detail in them that I do my mechs. I don't think anyone's going to care that those tanks are scaled slightly differently. Right, Dragon, you asked about the blue. It is Intensity Green Stuff World Tenebrous Blue mixed 1-to-1 with Viridius Green. Or Viridian Green, Viridius Green. And then I use a little bit of thinner or water or glaze medium, whatever I'm using at the time to thin it down a little bit. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the old metal Atlas versus the new Atlas, or newer stuff, or newer plastics, it's astounding. You're quite welcome. If you do happen to pick up anything from Green Stuff World, let them know I sent you. They sent me my first wave of inks all for free to use on stream and try them out, see if I like them. Okay. Thunderhead, if it's not too much trouble, if you want to send me a link to that derelict Shadowhawk, I will get that in my STL repository, and I'll see about getting one printed soon and maybe cycle that into my rotation of painting. I don't want to, hassle you too much because you may also be busy and just kind of in lurk mode, but if it's a real quick link grab for you, I'll be happy to get that saved. I've still got your Griffin and Shadowhawk files on my computer, but I do not have the derelict one. It was also when I first started printing at the shop, and I was just kind of grabbing random shit. The Atlas skipped gym day. Had my red ink too strong. It just kind of filled in where I put that white earlier. Normally it kind of tints the color, but this time it really just covered it up. That is why I thin this stuff down and play with the opacity a bit, because you can get some interesting effects, but if you don't thin it down, you'll just be covering stuff up. It works really well in areas where there's an upraised port, though these aren't. They're just a big bowl. Oh, thank you, thank you. And for anyone who's interested in Thunderhead's STL stuff, check it out. Cool. Nice, 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 nice. Do you recommend printing it where it's in hex scale or like bigger? What are your thoughts on size for this thing? Damn it. I'm talking about that capillary action. Get that white all over the side there. Oh, that's fair. I mean, that makes sense. If it is supplied in the size you recommend printing it, I will just support the file as is and print as is. That's probably what I should have done on the Griffin and the Shadowhawk, if I'm honest. After printing them, I think I went a little too small when I scaled them down. I was trying to get stuff that would like fit on a hex, and now I'm realizing that like a mech overhanging the hex just a little bit's not the end of the world. Damn it. Yeah. That's fair. Alright, let's see here. Just need a quick little dribble of this non-thinned out red to hit the edge right here where I got too close. There we go. Okay, let's grab a little of this glaze here. I really need to get some more because that bottle, I'm basically just coming off the side, so not much left in there. And as soon as I get these kind of where I want them, we're going to take a break, refill our coffee mug, and grab that treat for the doggo. I have not forgotten.
Squad morale restored.
I think that's probably reasonable. Hey, Shot21, thank you for the follow, man. Appreciate you popping in and hanging out with us. Thank you. This red should be very, very thin here. I think that is fine. I like where he's at. This guy, on the other hand, I'm not 100% on. The white just felt too bright. Maybe I'm overthinking it? I don't know. Definitely going to come in with a little bit of silver and touch up that laser housing there. It's too redded out. I was not 100% happy with my scorched barrel here either. It's not too bad, but it was a little I don't know, a little anemic. I didn't quite nail the colors quite as intense as I really should have. I just was worried I was approaching the overwork it side of things and was like, I gotta stop. I'll leave it where it is. It looks good enough. Let's not push it and mess it up. That's kind of where it was. I'll probably come back in with a little bit of that silver too and adjust the barrels over there as well. That bottom laser is just still giving me a world of trouble. Alright, so let's grab a little bit of that silver real quick before we step away. That little dribble should be good. Okay, yep. I think that is pretty good there. Oh, oh, that's fair. That's fair. It's it probably beats what's actually there, which is a big green screen. And if that wasn't there, there'd be a big old wall and a bed, because I paint in my bedroom. So, yeah. Okay. A little bit of that silver here, and we'll just highlight up right there. Oops. All right, so it's not perfect, but it's probably about as good as I'm going to be able to get that spot. I'm not 100% happy with it, but trying to accept that I just didn't get it looking exactly how I wanted. It is what it is. Could be worse. Could have been an unpainted mech, yeah. So, that said, we're going to take a step away. I'm going to refill my coffee here and grab that treat for the dog, empty the bladder in some way, shape, or fashion or order with those, and then we'll come back and get some more mech painting in before I have to leave for work today. For those of you who are hanging out and maybe get any hobby progress in today or this week or recently and you'd like to share with us, highly encourage you to throw up some pictures in our Discord, our Facebook, or maybe even throw up an Instagram link or all three. That being said, I'll be back in just a few minutes. nom, 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 nom. I'm assuming that some people want to see you get a treat. Are you ready? You ready? She said, I'm ready, Justin. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for the treat. Bite it. Good girl. That's so gentle. That's so gentle. Sat down. Had to go back and get more treats because someone claimed another one. You want the other half? Num, 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 num. Who's that pretty girl? Yeah, I'm the pretty girl, Justin. I'm the pretty girl, Justin. That one was from Dragon. He gave you a treat. This one's from Lando. Do you want the treat from Lando? You want it? Is that please? Can I please have a treat? Yeah. Yeah, give me it. He said, give me it. Clan Wolf called you a pretty princess. Can you believe that? He thinks you're a pretty princess. You're a vicious attacker dog. Abandon all hope, ye who enter this house. For I will nom you and chew your face. Nom 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 nom. I's a vicious doggy. I's a vicious doggy. Oh, Clan Wolf says he's the prettiest princess. You're not as pretty as Clan Wolf. No, you're not. She said bye. There was only 2 treats. Bye. Well, thank you. That's my mom's dog. I claim a little bit of her, but that's my mom's dog. Just to paint the pooch. Little shout out here to Mr. Straight 10. You guys aren't following him, pop it over, hit that follow button, show some hobby love. And Mr. Clan Wolf. Mr. Clan Wolf, how you doing? How you doing? Refilled that coffee. The coffee cuffs. The coffee cuffs. Pew, 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 pew. You cut a snuggle. That sounds like you killed some kind of stuffed animal. What kind of heathen are you? The savage that cuts the cuddles. Alright, let's grab... Who thinks dark one grays are neutral gray? That's bright neutral gray, dark neutral gray. Look like just a neutral gray. Bright black, black brown. I think we could probably do dark one gray is probably fine. Oh, cat snuggles. Kitty cat. Kitty cat. You're back, Bella. What are you doing? What are you doing in here now? Huh? What are you doing back? Let's grab a new palette. New palette! Well, fresh palette at least. Okay. Let's grab our white. We've been having some chats today. Old Thunderhead's been keeping us company. He's giving me a little badger to print up one of his, or print up his derelict Shadowhawk. And I had a thought for that. And it's a little bit emotional. I don't know. I mean, he looks about 65. How old is he? Was I off by a few years? Anyways, so I had a thought. Only a couple. Most people in the stream may not know. I don't want to spread his business, but you know, you say Badger, and all you think about is new Grounds Flash video. That is pretty old too. Clan Wolf, we lost a member of the community recently. You know of whom I speak. And I was thinking it would be pretty cool if I paint that mech as one of the MFA, but as a fallen mech, and name it after him. And that is the piece that represents him and sits on a shelf or something. Yep. I thought that would be pretty cool, if a little bit sad, but cool. What's up, Snoofy? I think so too. I think so too. Yep. Yeah, I'm just sad that I didn't know about it until it was after the fact. I found out from Pneumatic Chris, and he told me. Yeah, it's sad. Hey, Van Rex, what's up, man? How you doing? I would just like to check a message on here, please. Oh my god, why is it so complicated? Why? I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad at all. Okay. Okay. Now let's see here. Not the easiest area to get a...
Squad morale restored.
Witch of Crows, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you remember your name from? Possibly Steiner or Death Ray Design? I work for Death Ray Designs, and I've been working with Steiner to get some DRD stuff in his hands for him to use on stream. So yeah, that may be where you know me from. I was in his stream briefly the other night when he was working on some of our stuff. Okay, we'll let that dry for a moment. We'll come back in a little bit more. Look at Clan Wolf get in there. Okay, put you over there. You can come over here. There's just not a lot of real estate in here. For his cockpit or canopy. Okay. Enjoy your meeting, Snoofy. I mean, I do type particularly fast. Now, my accuracy leaves something to be desired, but I do type pretty quick. I tell most people, until you've typed on a mechanical keyboard, you don't know what it feels like to rage. Yep. You get on the mechanical keyboard and have to type to someone you're mad at. You feel like you're bringing the thunder. Even if you're not, you feel like it. Cookie, what up, man? How you doing? This guy is an AC 10, I think. This guy's got a PPC and 5 medium lasers and probably an LRM or an SRM, I don't know. And this guy's got, I don't know, 4 PPCs or 2 PPCs, 2 large lasers, 3 PPCs, large laser, I don't know. 4 energy weapons of some sort or fashion. I mean, yeah. Exactly. I think the PPC is probably a pretty iconic Battletech thing. People who know anything about Battletech know what that is. May not know all the other little intricate weapons and things from the fluff, but they know what a PPC is.
tell you, getting here on old Irby-Mex Canopy is right annoying. Ugh. Come on now. Okay. Back over here. Okay. So, Mr. Kleinwolf, how's your hobby time been going? How was work today? What's the plans for the week? What you got in store for us? Aside from having some weekend time off, which is awesome. Very cool, man. I hope that you continue to find the muse and get some hobby juices flowing. I was thinking about doing a bust or working on the Cadishan after this, or maybe the Troll Blood for Nomadic, but I'm leaning towards maybe finishing up my star that I started for my clanners that haven't been finished, and then get that done and off the table, and then move on to something else. I'm not sure yet, though. Well, that's good at least, and also Kiddo coming. He's got a small Instagram, Straight 10, and he posts things occasionally in the Discord group. You guys probably can, yeah, you're gonna see my head for a second. I can't get this angle right, otherwise, so I apologize. The Urban Mech's canopy is, or cockpit area, is very difficult to get into with the paintbrush here. Concerned that one under it is also a canopy. Bring up a picture here.
I just want to see a picture, not a billion things. Okay.
Perhaps that's... I'm going to paint in this one. It looks like it could be, and we're just going to go with it. Yep, missed everything. Okay. Okay. Go take up coats.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
Hey, Disparcy. If I got it right, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Thank you. Now, I think you donated the other day, and the currency that shows up in my, on my end, shows DKK. Where are you from? I'm not familiar with the currency. Denmark, okay. That makes sense. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. The funds over the next several months are going to go towards upgrade equipment for future streams. I'm going to be able to do some live stream tabletop gaming from where I live. And for that, I will need a couple more cameras and a switcher deck. So all the funds are going towards that. And how are you today? You're catching me at the end of my stream. I only have a couple minutes left. I usually get off. I'm not sure what time it is for you, but for me it's about 4:30 p.m. And I usually leave for work about 4:30, or start getting offline and leave for work a couple minutes later because I'll clean up my paint station and whatnot. It's not always 100%. Sometimes I'll stay a little bit over. Sometimes I'll leave it a little bit early. It just depends on what's going on. But yeah, you're unfortunately catching me right at the end here. But I do appreciate you popping in, and I really appreciate your donation. Thank you. Now, I'm not sure if I asked last time, but do you do tabletop stuff? I may have. That's figured. I assumed you were probably 6 to 8 hours ahead of me, was my guess.
Claim it in the name of the Emperor.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Hopefully, if we reach our goal at the end of the month and we do another live stream game, you'll be able to make it. It will unfortunately be late your time when that airs, but we did one in December, and we learned from it, but it was still very fun. We played Alpha Strike on stream, and we had stream viewers participating and helping control mechs and rerolls and just lots of goofy nonsense, and it was a lot of fun. So maybe you'll be able to pop in and catch us if we get to do that one at the end of the month. Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. We've hit most of our goals. When I have something that I feel we could use, we hit the goals very frequently. So I'm very hopeful. There's obviously no guarantee, but we'll see what we can do. Okay.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
Hey, Noah, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. This one of my my gaming friends here has came in and donated some subscriptions.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
I appreciate that, man.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
We are the Emperor's chosen.
We are the Emperor's chosen. We are the Emperor's chosen.
Well, as soon as it's done yelling Emperor's chosen at me.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Now you got my goofy face. My goofy face. Complete. That puts us at 25 subs for the month. Thank you. I appreciate it. 25. And we'll have to get ready to go here in just a moment. I'm doing some tidying up on this mech. Once I kind of get into a groove, which usually is about the time the stream's ending, that's when I'm finally about ready to take my painting seriously, and then it's time I gotta go. Because I begin most of my streams rambling and talking and doodling and doing all my nonsense. And then I get on here and I finally get into that groove, and it's like, cool, time to go. So I'll be on for just a moment more here. And Mr. Noah, hopefully this week, at some point, I'll be able to catch up with you and Colby, and maybe we'll get some games in. It's always difficult with my work schedule to catch up with you guys, but I have been enjoying League with you, so I'm hoping we'll be able to catch up soon. Might be this weekend. We'll see. Also, Noah, do you have a PlayStation? Because Clan Wolf is interested in playing some Diablo 3, and he plays on the PlayStation. And I've got PlayStation Plus for the next 3 weeks or so. If you happen to play over there, that is another way we could try and link up. Oh, well, shit. Yep, Flash, you're catching me, and it is not. It is not. Your account can move, but it's not cross-platform. Disparcy, I'll take a gander. Let me get one more coat of this down, and then we'll look, and then I'll have to go. And Flash and Dash, you have tuned back in right here at the end. I actually should have started getting off a couple minutes ago, but I was in a groove on these canopies and wanted to get a little extra in before tomorrow. They're hard to see. They're very small slits. Noah, we got to get you playing some minis games with Colby, man. You can just make him paint your stuff for you. I'm going to try. Eventually it's going to happen. I'm going to keep pushing. I think if I'm able to, if I can get in there and put a little extra white once this is dry, right on the edge, I think we can make those pop and then probably move on. Not the best in the world, but it is very difficult to get inside those areas between the arms and then all the little panels. It's super difficult. This one has a bar here and a bar here,
So his canopy is really tiny little spots. So once I black those out, you'd probably barely be able to see anything. And this guy is an anomaly, and there are people in the community who will rage. I like this being the cockpit or the canopy. It is actually the slit underneath, but it is so very small you can't really see anything down there. I like doing this because it also is situated in a similar area, and I believe on the original mech, plastic one or metal one or both, I think there was a bigger canopy here, and then on the Robotech, or not Robotech, the predecessor Robotech design that Thunderhead was showing us earlier, there's a big hatch here and then the cockpit underneath. So I'm just doing that, and if it's not a cockpit, it's a clear glass canopy, you know. There's some people who don't like it, but I like it. I like where it's situated. It looks cool, and you can paint it and make it look kind of like a gym, and it stands out. I like it. It's not 100% happy with everything on these, but like they're not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah. There, Thunderhead's probably sharing a picture now. Oh, he got a leg done. Got a leg done. Very cool, man. I painted a little bit and I doodled today. I'd say we're both productive. You might have been more productive than myself. Now, Disparcy says they posted some pictures in our hobby showcase. Ooh. Yo. That's cool, man. Yo, I really like that. That's pretty neat. I like that you masked off and then you had these as kind of that beige or that bone. You could have easily done this whole nebula galaxy purple theme across the whole thing. You could have done that. I really think that bone or beige breaks that up and makes it look even more interesting. It looks less lazy. Not saying that your work is easy, but like you'll see a lot of people do this effect, and it loses itself for me personally when it's the whole model. When you break it up this way, you get cool panels and then little snippets of cool texture and cool stuff elsewhere, and I personally like that better versus people just airbrush the whole thing and speckle and do a galaxy thing and then move on. I feel like this took more effort and looks nice. Also, beige, gold, purple, they go so well together. So well. That is super slick. Very nice. Let's see what you got here. Yep, same thing here. You got that purple. Got your kind of galaxy vibe. Airbrushed heat coming up on there. It's super clean. I dig it. It's nice. It's super nice. Yeah. Yep, we got, oh, not Uriel, oh god, the leader of the Eldar guy, the big guy, big old guy. I've painted him, I'm forgetting his name. Oh my god. How am I forgetting his name? Oh, shit. Damn. Eldrad. I think it's Eldrad, isn't it? The new model form? Very cool, man. I like that crystal. That's pretty dope. There you go. Yeah, there you go. I didn't know his last name, Eldrad. Freehand looks good. Jim looks good. I dig it, man. It's very cool. Yeah, I painted this for a local guy at the shop. I painted it for Chris, Bob. I feel like I painted some jumpy guys for him too. No, not jumpy guys. Harlequins, I think I painted for him. He helped me build a commander deck and traded me that for painting. Yep. Yep. Got another view of that crystals highlights. Very cool, man. Yeah, that's a sick model, dude. Very cool. Getting a side shot of. I don't know if that's a scorpion or hornet, something. Very cool. That's pretty dope, man. Yep. I am shocked. I remember I've painted a couple of those years
years ago. Years ago. It's been a long time. Long time. And last but not least, the War Walkers. Basing looks good. Damn purples. You ain't got the galaxy stuff on them though. Sad panda. But they're very cool. Very cool. I've always had a sweet spot for robots, mecha stuff, walkers. But yeah, it looks very good, man. Nice, dude. I appreciate you taking the time to share. That's awesome. We don't get as much engagement on Discord and Facebook as we used to. And anytime someone is taking the time to share their work, even more so want to make sure they get that praise, dude. That's fantastic. I appreciate you taking the time to share. That said, though, guys, it is that time of the stream. I need to get ready to go. I gotta get to work, and I'm running a little bit late as is. So let me go ahead and switch screens here, and we'll figure out who we're going to raid today. Hit the wrong button. I've been sitting here talking. Alright, guys, so, because I fat finger hit the wrong thing. We're going to get a raid going out to Cutthroat Cure today. I usually go over to Mohawk Miniatures or Studio J7. That's my two, like, primary go-tos a lot. But we're going to send you over to Cutthroat. If you guys happen to go over there, hit that follow button, spam some emotes, and let them know who sent you. Show some hobby love. But as always, before we end today's stream, before we leave, I do want to end on some positive notes. Leave you with a little bit of positivity, hopefully making you feel a little bit better than you did before you came into the stream. First and foremost, thank you guys for hanging out with me today. But more importantly than hanging out with me and helping grow what I do here, I care about you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be doing the things in life that bring you the maximum happiness, make you feel good. I highly encourage you, if you're hanging out today, hanging out with me in the stream, you clearly have some enjoyment for the hobby and painting and minis, something. Whether you're in it right now or you're interested because you've seen it, I highly encourage you guys to find that motivation, pick up those paintbrushes, and work on your models. The rigors of everyday life can have a way of wearing on us. The pursuit of perfection, the pursuit of the desire to finish our projects, our models can often be daunting. They can lead to anxiety, depression, fears, worries, all of those things. Don't allow those fears, those problems to dictate what you do in this life and in your painting. Try as best you can to overcome those fears and work on your projects. Instead of focusing so much on the end result, enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride. Because once you finish this project, once you finish this models, what's next? You can play some games, probably more models. Probably going to pick something else and start. So if you're only focused on the end of that tunnel, what's on the other side, and you're not interested on the path that you're going through, it can be real easy to approach hobby burnout. It can be real easy to lose sight of what's fun, what's important. Take a step back and reflect if you start to feel that you're burning out, and figure out what you need to do to find your hobby center. Maybe that means changing the scope of what you're working on from a full army to a unit to a single model maybe. Maybe it means changing up the details you're working on. Instead of doing assembly line painting, you change it up. You work on some bolters today, some helmets tomorrow, some purity seals, and you bounce around. It might not be as efficient, but it helps break up the monotony of painting. If that doesn't work, maybe taking a step back, working on a different model altogether, a different project, or taking a little bit of a break. Don't burn so bright, so hot, so fast that you burned yourself out of this hobby prematurely. This is a lifelong pursuit of narratives and hobby time and arts and self-expression that we can all enjoy. Don't waste it. Don't squander it. Don't burn yourself out and lose something that is something valuable to all of us once we've gotten rooted in and start to enjoy it. I think it's also important to note, consider the narrative. Sometimes we get so caught up in finishing a project and getting it ready for the tabletop that we forget to remember that there's a story, a fluff, a universe that's behind everything we work on. The miniatures that you pick up could have a name. Battles have taken part in, accolades, a universe they hail from. What are those things to you? Every nicking, scratch, and imperfection is something that you have control of. In a world, in a reality, in a society right now where things feel so far beyond and outside of our control, this is somewhere where you can have control. You can lose yourself in this hobby. As Bob Ross would say, this is your world. You are the creator. With one brushstroke at a time, you can forge a narrative, a universe of your choosing. What will those be? And as you've painted your models and forged those narratives, I highly encourage you guys to get out there when it's safe to do so. Play some games in person. Help support those local shops when it's safe. They're being hit the hardest right now. Your FLGSs are really struggling to keep their head above water. When you can, support them. Get out there and mingle with the community. Share your miniatures. Share your passion. Share your art. Share your form of self-expression through models on the tabletop. And enjoy forging that narrative with someone else, because you may only get to play with them once. But don't get so wrapped up in the dice roll mechanics and the rules of the game that you forget what's ultimately important. Having that fun social interaction with them, having that ability to roll dice and have those dictate a story. Don't look at it as a game now. Look at it as an interactive story where your models, their models, they come together and they clash. And dice rolls simply dictate where that story goes. And there could be some wild, crazy things that can happen on the tabletop that long after you've put those dice away and those models away, those memories that you have forged, those still remain. And that's the key that links all these things together, folks. Paint models, forge narratives, enjoy the social aspects with others and forging the narratives on the tabletop. But make sure you're forging memories worth remembering. There will be a time where you can't paint anymore and you can't game anymore. What you're doing today, you're forging something you carry with you for the rest of your life. Enjoy painting these models. Enjoy forging those narratives. Enjoy doing something that is a little bit of you manifest on the physical realm in a 3D way that you can share with others. And one extra thing I'd like to throw in there, as I always do, I highly encourage you guys to get out there on social media. Post your hobby progress, your hobby happiness. Social media has a way of bombarding us with negative bullshit every day. It grinds us down. Every day you get on that feed and you start scrolling, you just see all the worst that the world has to offer. Help combat that. Yes, there's a lot of negative bullshit that's going on in the world today, but help add just a little bit of happiness. One post, one picture, one happy little comment at a time. I promise you there's somebody right now who's going through a struggle. They're having a hard time and they're scrolling through social media feeds. Your posts of your pictures, your minis, your happy experiences, your stories that you share could be the post that comes across their feed. That same person might be someone who's not in the hobby. That person might be somebody who's having a hard time finding their hobby mojo and their motivation. You can be that catalyst for change. You can plant that seed that grows into something awesome. You can help inspire them to get into painting, to get back into painting, to engage in this hobby, doing something new. That won't happen if we're not out there doing our part to spread a little bit of hobby happiness every day. So get out there, post your pictures, be proud of what you do, and if somebody says otherwise and gives you shit because they feel that they are superior and your work is not good, fuck them. There's enough negativity and bullshit in the world. Cast that aside. Be proud of the things you do and post them proudly. You don't have to be an award-winning artist. You just got to be happy with what it is that you're doing. These are your minis. This is your world, your universe. Forge that, enjoy that, own it. It's you. Share that with other people. As we end today's stream, as always, I'd like to encourage you guys to leave the world a better place than you found it, in every sense of that statement. You never know what people are going through in their everyday lives, and it pays to be kind always. Those that you engage with may be having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, bad go at life in general. But I promise you, you are equipped, you are armed with the tools should you bring them to bear to have a positive impact on others if you choose to. Simply by making eye contact, saying please, saying thank you, holding a door open for someone, making them feel like a valued human being can be that difference between a good day and a bad day for them. We often don't mean it, but sometimes we skirt through life not being as positive as we should be, not being as nice to people as we should be. Take a moment when you're in public, when you engage with someone, and try just a little bit harder. Say something nice, greet them, do that little bit of extra. Even if they're not as receptive, even if they don't seem to be happy for it, you never know what's going on. You can plant that little seed of happiness that may blossom into something great long after you've left the room. I highly encourage you guys to sail through this life, leaving positivity and happiness in your wake. There's enough negative bullshit in the world. Let's be a part of the solution and not the problem. And for those of you who have made it to the end now, I appreciate you letting me get up here and preach my little sermon about hobby happiness and positivity and trying to be a better person, have a better impact on the world. But it is time for us to go. We're going to go ahead and step down from the pulpit, kick that soapbox out from under us, and get that raid going out to Cutthroat Cure. If you guys happen to go over there in this raid, please hit that follow button. Spam some emotes. Let them know who sent you. For those of you who are here, thank you one more time for hanging out with me. I hope that you pick up a paintbrush today if you've got some time. Paint some models, forge those narratives of your own, but it's time to go. As always, I highly encourage you guys to keep painting models, keep rolling those dice, and I will catch you tomorrow.